Have you ever felt trapped inside your own head? How many times today did your mind wander to something that happened yesterday or might happen tomorrow? How many conversations did you have with people who weren't even there? How many fights did you wage alone against ghosts of the past or shadows of the future? The truth is that most of us don't live in the present. We live in memories that are gone or in worries that don't yet exist. And meanwhile, the only real moment, the now, slips through our fingers like fine sand. Every uncontrolled thought is like a wave in the ocean of the mind. And when we don't know how to navigate those waves, we end up shipwrecked in our own inner storm. But what if I told you there is a way, a simple, ancient, but profoundly transformative way, a path that can teach you how to empty your mind and finally find peace? Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a restless young man, a silent sage, and a flame that changed everything. There was a young man named Daniel. He was neither poor nor rich. He wasn't special, nor too ordinary, but there was something that consumed him inside. His mind never stopped. Daniel woke up thinking about what he had said wrong last week at work. He worried about what his boss would think of him. Tomorrow, at night, while everyone else slept, he stayed awake replaying conversations, regrets, fears. He tried to meditate. He closed his eyes, sat in silence. But within seconds, his mind exploded in 1,000 directions. Did I lock the door? What if I lose my job? Why did I say that to my mother? He had no peace, neither awake nor asleep. And the worst part, everyone around him seemed to move on. His friends laughed without burden. His colleagues worked without anxiety. His family lived without that internal storm. Daniel felt alone, trapped, exhausted, until one day, someone told him, "See, out the sadhu on the hill. He doesn't speak much, but whoever finds him is never the same." Daniel hesitated. He didn't believe in sages, gurus, or empty promises. But the pain inside him was greater than the doubt. So, on a cold morning, he began climbing the hill. It was a long path, loose stones, cutting wind, and with every step, his mind screamed, "This is a waste of time. What if he's just another charlatan? You should be working. People will judge you." He almost turned back. 3 times he stopped. 3 times he thought of giving up. But something inside him, perhaps despair, perhaps hope, made him continue. When he finally reached the top, he found an old man sitting under a tree, eyes closed, calm breathing, absolute silence. Daniel waited more, and just as he was about to speak, the sadhu opened his eyes and said, in a voice as soft as the wind, "You carry the weight of 1,000 lives within one mind." Daniel felt a shiver. How did he know? "Master," Daniel said, his voice choked, "my mind won't leave me alone. I try to control my thoughts, but they control me. I try to live, but I'm always trapped in the past or running from the future. What do I do?" The sadhu did not answer immediately. He looked out at the horizon, where the sun was beginning to set, painting the sky orange and pink. Then, he picked up a small clay lamp and lit a flame inside it with a dry twig. "Do you see this flame?" the sadhu asked. Daniel nodded. "I want you to go down to the village below. Take this lamp with you, but there is one rule. The flame cannot go out." Daniel frowned. That's all, the sadhu confirmed. "But pay attention. If the flame goes out, you come back, and we start over." Daniel took the lamp. It seemed too simple, but something in the sadhu's eyes suggested that this was more than it seemed. Daniel began to descend in the first steps. His mind raced. This is ridiculous. What kind of lesson is this? Carrying a lamp? Any child can do that. Is he testing me? Maybe I should have asked a different question. What if I slip? What if? And then, a gust of wind. The flame trembled. Daniel's heart stopped. He quickly covered the lamp with his hand, shielding the flame. It returned to burning steadily. He took a deep breath, and he realized something. While he was worrying about the flame, his mind had become silent. Curious, he continued forward. But now, paying attention, watching the flame, adjusting his steps, protecting the light. With every step, the wind blew differently. Stones slipped beneath his feet, branches brushed against his clothes. But Daniel was no longer thinking about the past. He wasn't worrying about the future. He was right there, completely, with the flame. Minutes passed, maybe half an hour. Daniel didn't know. He had lost track of time. He thought of nothing but protecting that small light. His shoulders relaxed. His breathing slowed. For the first time in years, his mind was empty. Not empty of awareness, empty of noise. He smiled, a strange, almost forgotten smile, as if he had found something he didn't know he was looking for. When he reached the village, the flame was still burning, steady, alive. Daniel looked at it and, for a moment, felt gratitude. For that flame, for that instant, for that peace. He returned to the top of the hill. The Sadhu was still there, as if he hadn't moved. "The flame is still burning," Daniel said, showing the lamp. The Sadhu nodded, smiling. "And your mind?" Daniel stopped. He thought, and then he realized. "My mind was quiet." "Yes," the Sadhu said, "because you emptied it. Not by forcing it, not by fighting, but by giving it something to focus on in the present." Daniel sat on the ground, still processing. "You see," the Sadhu continued, "the human mind is like a wild monkey. It jumps from branch to branch, from thought to thought, past, future, fear, regret. It never rests, it never stops. But when you give it a task, a single task, here and now, it calms down, it finds purpose, and in that purpose, there is peace." Daniel looked at the flame. It was still burning. The flame, the Sadhu said, was just a symbol. The real work was your attention. When you were completely present, protecting the light, there was no room for anxiety. There was no room for regret. There was only you in the moment. Tears rolled down Daniel's face, not of sadness, but of relief. He had spent years fighting his mind, and now he finally understood. It wasn't about fighting. It was about directing. The Sadhu placed his hand on Daniel's shoulder. "Now, I will tell you an ancient secret, a secret that the wise have known for millennia, but few actually practice. Your mind is not your enemy. It is a tool, the most powerful tool you possess. But like any tool, it needs to be trained, directed. Think of it this way. Your mind is like a river. When there is no direction, it overflows, floods, destroys. But when you create a channel, a focus, an intention, it becomes a force that nourishes, that creates, that gives life." Daniel nodded slowly. This focus can be anything: a breath, a sound, a task, a flame. The important thing is not what, it is the quality of your attention. When you are completely present in something, three things happen. First, the past loses its power over you, because you are no longer there. You are here. Second, the future loses its power over you, because you are no longer there. You are here. Third, you discover that the present, this moment, right now, is the only place where life truly happens. The Sadhu paused, letting the words resonate. The greatest human suffering comes from a mind that is not where the body is. You eat, but your mind is at work. You work, but your mind is at home. You are at home, but your mind is in the past. And so, you are never anywhere. You are never truly alive. Daniel took a deep breath. "But Master, how do I do this in daily life? How do I empty my mind when I have work, bills, real problems?" The Sadhu smiled. "You don't empty your mind by running away from life. You empty your mind by living it completely. When you wash the dishes, feel the water, feel the soap, see each plate becoming clean. Don't think about what comes next. Just wash. When you talk to someone. Look into their eyes. Hear their words. Be there. Don't plan your response. Don't think about anything else. Just be. When you walk. Feel your feet touching the ground. Feel the air entering your lungs. Don't walk thinking about the destination. Walk feeling the path." Daniel closed his eyes, absorbing every word. And when the mind starts to wander, and it will, because that is its nature. Don't fight. Just bring it back gently, as you would with a child, without judgment, without anger. Just bring it back. That is the training. And over time, your mind learns. It learns that the present is where peace is, and it stops running away. Daniel spent the following days practicing. At work, when his mind started to wander, he brought his attention back to the task at hand. A line of code, a report, a conversation. At home, when anxiety rose, he stopped and observed his breath, inhaled, exhale, present, and slowly, something changed. It wasn't magical, it wasn't instant, but it was real. He slept better, laughed more, felt less weight on his shoulders. His friends noticed. "You're different," they said, lighter, and Daniel smiled, because he knew it wasn't that the problems had vanished. It was that he had learned not to carry them into every moment of his life. He had learned to empty his mind. So, let me ask you a question. Where are you right now? Not physically, but mentally. Are you here, listening to this story? Or has your mind already gone somewhere else? The truth is, life is a series of moments. And if you miss every moment thinking about the next one, you miss your entire life. So today, I challenge you. Choose one thing, a single thing, and do it completely. It can be washing the dishes. It can be drinking a cup of coffee. It can be listening to someone you love. But do it with total attention, with total presence, and see what happens. Because when you empty your mind of the noise, you find something much greater. You find peace. You find clarity. You find life. And if this story touched you in some way, if it made you reflect, if it made you feel something, subscribe to the channel. Share it with someone who needs to hear this, and continue this journey with us. Because the world needs more present people, more awake people, more people who know how to empty their mind and fill their heart. Until the next story. And remember, the flame is still burning. You just need to protect it.